fantastic weekend, just so much fun. As the chap ultimately in charge, I guess, three sort of moments struck me. One was a woman who arrived at the lost property tent, where we were able to return her handbag, her telephone, all the money in it. And as she took it away with a pleased smile, she said, "I do so love coming to Winchester." And perhaps there's something about our city which means that you can do things like lose your handbag and people will hand it back in. Another special moment was when I was walking down towards Weir's Walk and I heard someone on the phone say, "You have got to come down here. It's just so fantastic." And my final moment was a young girl, very young girl, explaining in great detail to her grandmother as they were sitting watching one of the shows at Orams Arbor on our family day in the middle of the sunshine, how her costume and her sign had been when she'd been involved right at the very beginning in the children's parade that had set our festival going. And it seemed to me like a perfect circle. She'd been with us at the beginning, she'd had that enormous fun of doing the parade, and there she was bringing Granny to a fantastic day out at the end of our festival. So I feel altogether those three moments probably describe what I wanted our festival to be like and how I think it turned out. We've had a wonderful weekend and we're really grateful to everyone who came and made it so special. HatFair couldn't happen without the support of an enormous number of people. I mean, first of all, just by the whole city itself, by the shopkeepers, by the traders, by the council, by all those sort of people. But we are, of course, particularly grateful to the people who fund us. That's the Arts Council, the Winchester City Council, and the EU programme which funds ZEPA, which is the Fête Franglaise and all those mad French people that were around our city. That all comes from EU funding. So we're very grateful to our funders. We're grateful to the people who run this city, who actually helped us run HatFair. We need to thank the Brook Shopping Centre, where we had our artist green room, where we store stuff. They have been absolutely staunch supporters and we really appreciate them. We need to thank the people at Winchester Discovery Centre who helped us make our brilliant children's festival, Small Wonders. Amongst others, we do need to recognise the huge contribution made by Adrienne Photography, and if you haven't had a chance, go to the website and just check out the films and photos which are a living history of what our weekend was like. Most importantly perhaps, we need to thank the people who came and populated our city for the weekend. The brilliant artists, all of them different, exciting, new ideas, lots of old favourites as well. So we had a brilliant roster of artists, a brilliant group of people who came, just made our audience, who made the weekend such a success. Nothing but nice comments from nice people enjoying themselves together, all generations across the city. So thank you for coming to HatFair. Come again next year when HatFair 2014 will be bigger and even better than this year.
We've just got to the end of HatFair 2013. It's been a bumper weekend, a really sunny weekend, which is fantastic. The sun really helps, brings everybody out. We have had over 60 artists here, providing a really diverse programme, all different sorts of events for all ages, all different tastes. And when you're developing a festival on paper, it's very easy to put it all together and look at it on paper. And there's always that moment where you think, gosh, is this going to work in practice? When we actually get out onto the streets and the audiences start to arrive, is the vision that's been in my head for the last 12 months going to actually work? So it's fantastic when you do get to a point where you're sitting in the middle of a festival and you've got audiences around you and people are sort of talking and saying, wow, this is fantastic, this is really good, I really enjoy this. You think, yeah, great, we've done it. We've managed to create a really effective and memorable event that people are enjoying, people are smiling. That's why we do it, you know. We want to make people smile, we want to make people have a fantastic time and come out into the city of Winchester and just celebrate the city and enjoy being with each other as part of a community in a different way to sort of the everyday way of being here and living here. So yeah, I mean, in comparison to last year, we had terrible weather last year, so I'm so thankful that the sun came out this year, because obviously it makes a huge, huge difference to how people feel. The audiences have been huge. I'm so amazed at all the different people that have come out this year. It really feels like the whole kind of city has been celebrating together. What's really been noticeable this year, I think, is the diversity of our audiences. We're very aware that all sorts of different people want to come to HatFair, but they don't necessarily all want to do the same thing. So we really tried to provide something for everybody. And it was great to see that we had families sitting on Cathedral Green, families up at Orams Arbour. We had the very small children, the under fives, up here at the theatre and the Discovery Centre. We had kind of more of the sort of teenage crowd down on the Broadway at the Silent Disco and with the bands. And then we had, you know, a sort of slightly older crowd who came to things like the Ray Lee piece in the Inner Close and then onto Weir's Walk, which was very different, very mellow. So there was this kind of big party going on the Broadway, and then there was this lovely kind of gentle performances going on sort of round the back of the city. A lot of foreign language students. I think there were about 6,000 foreign language students who were in the city this weekend coming to see stuff. So of course for them it was a great weekend to be here because they got to see a very interesting side of Winchester. So there were a lot of them sort of walking around, sort of looking slightly amazed and bemused, thinking, what is this? But that's great. And hopefully they will all now go back to their own countries and they will talk about the wonderful things that have happened at HatFair this weekend. I think overall we usually get about 40,000 people that come to the festival. I would say we will probably increase that a little bit this year because of the weather. Of course that always helps. So yeah, you know, overall I would say that we've had a really, really fantastic, successful weekend. And thank you to everybody who's been a part of that. We have a huge team of people in this building and also people that I like to call my HatFair family who come, and every year they come and they make the festival work, and some of them have been coming to the festival since they were babies and now they work on the festival, and for me that's a very, very special thing. I don't think there's many festivals around the world who can say that, and it's that support and enthusiasm and absolute desire to make it work that really means that we can put on a fantastic festival for everybody here.
shining so clear, I can't resist. Leave me